Oh, here we are. Okay, here we go. Yo. Sorry for the little bit of audio intro, but man, I had to get this thing started as quickly as possible because, man, just jumped off of the saltiest live reaction, and you could go listen to that there. My goodness. We are coming fresh off the heels. Hit that like button, share it out of the PS5 Showcase Reaction Afterparty. So, and I got Frogs here back from vacation. Yo, what's up, Frogs? How you doing?
Man, mind blowing.
Man,
mind blowing.
I can't believe it, dude.
Man, there's so much to conversate about, and oh my god.
What your expectations met?
I had.
What are things missing? Let me see. What are things missing? Because there were things missing for me.
I think there were certain things I was looking for that I didn't really. They're not the biggest things, but there's things I thought they were going to kind of like pull in as kind of filler to talk about.
Yeah.
But for a show to just completely show game after game and one thing I'll say is like a lot of stuff they showed I did not expect. It didn't get leaked. I didn't know it was coming. Mind blown. You know, not to make this into a them versus us or us versus them kind of thing, but if Sony had went to E3 this year and they just shown what they showed just now, they would obviously won E3. Like everything they showed, for the most part, I would say 90% of the stuff they showed, my jaw. The first trailer they showed, jaw hit the ground. First thing they showed, jaw hit the ground.
I know.
And then I was pulling my jaw up, and then they showed something else. My jaw would just stay on the ground. Pull it back up, jaw hit the ground again. They had a lot of jaw dropping moments that I didn't see coming. Some I kind of was like, kind of expected.
Yeah, there was a bit of an and you know, one thing I wanted to say, like,
wow,
they definitely did a different type of presentation here. Like they did it in a way where they kind of started off with this trailer type thing where you're like, is this a game? Is this not a game? But it's more of like a hype reel as to just like their intro to their show. And you're like, is this like GTA? What is this? And stuff. And it's realized.
You know what, Jez? I'm going to say something. There's a lot of things that I called and I talked about. And I didn't know, but I said, if they were, my whole thing is, I wouldn't even say I called it. I would always go with the statement, if Sony was smart with PlayStation, they would do this. And they did a lot of things we talked. Me and you said something, I think probably about a year ago, about just superheroes. And we said if Microsoft was smart, they would grab
a Wolverine. I think it was Wolverine exactly what we said.
It was Wolverine exactly what we said. And then we said if Sony was smart, if Microsoft had Wolverine, we said if Sony was smart, they some way, somehow were introduced, Venom and Carnage. And
oh my God, you went right to the my highlights, man. Like I was,
and I'm just that first trailer, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like LucasArts. I'm like, no, it can't be a Star Wars game. And when they said Star Wars, Knights of the Republic remake, my jaw just hit
I can't believe that. And then when they said so I can get to that, being rebuilt for the PS5, I'm like, okay. But then when they put the blog out, it's confirmed that it's a console launch exclusive, which is crazy because
here's the thing, it may come to Xbox. I don't have a problem with that, right? This is, I think, the biggest difference between Xbox and PlayStation. Some of these games I looked at, I'm like, oh, this looks like it'll come to Xbox. Not a problem. Don't have a problem with that, right? But the fact that you showed such a huge and major something we've been asking for. We've been asking for KOTOR to come back.
Oh yeah, and you hear the thing. It's a remake. Like it is a redo. Like it is not a resolution increase.
Right, and I'm pretty sure this game will come to Xbox, right?
Oh well,
and that's
but it's the console launch exclusive, so it's coming to PC and PlayStation first. But that's
the difference between when I watch shows, and owning an Xbox, owning a Nintendo Switch, owning a PlayStation. When I watch the Xbox shows, I'm always confused whether this game is going to another console or not because they're wording with Sony. Hey, console launch exclusive. Okay, probably will come to Xbox. no harm, no foul. Everybody gets to play it. It's probably gonna. KOTOR was an amazing game for its time.
Dude, yeah.
My whole thing is like what they showed, whether it was console exclusive or not, which they showed a lot of games that
But
are
that's big
only
leverage,
be,
dude. Like, the big thing is getting KOTOR and coming out
oh
as an
my
exclusive
God,
and
man.
making, the people who
Now,
are familiar with Star Wars. That is a game that is like, it was an
this is
Xbox exclusive back in the day.
Yes. And I said before you had started, I said, I said I had got a bottle and I was going to sit here and just have a shot every time they showed an exclusive game or a new IP that I didn't know about.
Well, there was a time in the middle where it was a little rough. I'm like, what's going on here?
The middle was kind of rocky.
Yeah.
But what I said, and I said to you before this, I said, man, I said the same thing with E3. I said every time they mention Game Pass, I'm going to drink. But I had to think to myself, I said, I'm going to be drunk if I do that, right? And same here. I said, okay, I'm going to drink every time they say, they show game, they show the PlayStation Studios logo and it's exclusive, or they show something that, and I would have been drunk. Same way.
Do you know what's interesting, Frog? The way this thing was set up, it was almost like it was a long pre-show. I think somebody in the chat was like, that was the longest pre-show that I've seen. But the one thing that stood out in those pre-show was this Knights of Old Republic exclusively on PS5, being the remake, Forspoken, which looked absolutely incredible.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh my God. I got to get the video. I'm going to get the 4K video of that. I want to show that on here.
Like I said, 90% of the things they showed was absolutely.
Like, that cannot get forgotten about. Forspoken looks incredible.
And as a person who games everywhere, and I can say when because I heard somebody say this the other day. A lot of people, you game on a primary platform. It doesn't make you neutral. What I'll say is I primarily play 80% of my, probably 75, 80% of my gaming. I'll say 75% of my gaming.
And this game looked crazy. The Korean game that looked like Bayonetta.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
So like those three games, like a huge announcement. Those are big. Gameplay too.
And they showed that game before and it was early in development.
Yes.
And it looked good. So, and what I'll say is this, like, PlayStation is driving home like you got to have a PlayStation 4 or 5, whatever, right? Whereas, and same kind of Switch, and it's not, I think at this point, we've said it so many times. Me and you have said this. We've said this 2-3 years in the making. Games are what makes people
buy the consoles. Yeah.
And buy that console. What Sony showed is coming to PlayStation. Whether we let's just say that some of these games will come to Xbox, great, right? But just what I saw from the first party studios, I don't need to really. I kind of feel like nobody outside of Nintendo has shown me a reason to invest anywhere else. Like I'm happy I'm in the PlayStation ecosystem because.
Like they had to give recognition. Amazing. They had to give recognition to their third-party games, and there was a lot of multiplats in the middle. But like this game looked awesome. The Knights of the Republic being that, like those were the highlights of this pre-show, I'll call it. But this game looked pretty and crazy looking. This I forget, it's like Project something. What is this called?
Sony. I think they're best investment. I think about and I'm gonna put in the retrospect of this. When you're going out there and you're doing acquisitions of studios. Sony,
dude, we're gonna talk Insomniac because that is just insane.
Yeah, when they purchased Insomniac, that was money well spent. Well spent.
Oh my God, twice over. I mean, Project Eve. This is this game. So this game, Project Eve, looked friggin' awesome. And then this looks crazy when she does this. So like Project.
When I saw it, you know what I thought it was?
It's crazy.
I thought it was like a new Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Because it had that Bayonetta.
Definitely Mr. Modern. Mr. Mod says Wolverine gonna sell consoles. Oh yeah, dude, we're getting to that, dude. Oh my God, you don't even know. And like here comes the multi-plat kind of showcase, like this Gearbox game. I thought it was a little. They showed a lot of it.
That looked cool. I like it.
It looks crazy. It looks like Borderlands. I'm a fan of wildness.
It's Borderlands. Yeah, I'm a fan of Borderlands. So and Tiny Tina's pretty cool. So. We know that's a multiplat.
Yeah.
You can look at some of the games and say, okay, that's a multiplat.
Well, we know that. Like, yeah, so we got and we got this Borderlands game, which looked pretty okay. Here's Forspoken. This is what I want to show. This game. So this was the other highlight of the beginning show. Because, I would say if they ended right before Triple H, Hermen Hulst came out, and they're like goodbye, I would have been like, oh, this is like I would say
Yeah, I would have
six,
been like, yeah, whatever.
dude. But then when
But
he
they
said,
kept
here we
going,
go,
man.
and here's our stuff, after, because Knights of the Old Republic, huge. This game, Forspoken, another incredible looking game,
Right, that
and do
looked
this.
incredible. Knights of the Republic
Like,
was a surprise.
that was a surprise.
But I
yeah.
think, and I think seeing this Forspoken game really
This
was
looked
like
insane. The
Lucas
animation on this
But-
Forspoken game.
And then, like, some of the games in the middle, I was like, one with the little girl playing the ukulele.
Oh, that's
And-
when I was like, uh-oh, where are we going with this show?
Yeah,
Like,
I was kind of like,
and
okay,
people
here
looking
we
at
go.
the clock.
And then they showed that other game. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Konami or whoever it is, where they're like, oh, the guys using the little things on the ghosts and the spirits. Like, I don't know. From what I saw at the beginning, the first probably 3 games, I was like, good.
Yes, the beginning, this was great. After Forspoken, and then it kind of got there. It was like, uh-oh.
And after that, I was like,
When they showed Deathloop again, I'm like, uh-oh. Like,
okay,
we had too much on Deathloop. That was the problem.
Yes, when they showed Deathloop, I was like, damn it.
That
But
comes.
then
I
it
know it
popped
comes
up.
out in a week, but like I felt like they showed
it
we already
popped up-
had a state of play on it.
Yes, when it popped up.
Yo, the tools are here. What's up, tool man?
When the Hunter Hearst Helmsley is out there, he's talking.
Dude, when he came on, I thought he was gonna say
Let me tell you
goodbye,
something.
and he started the show.
When I saw that Insomniac
Look at this
what I
game.
first
My
thought it
God.
was? I'm gonna be honest
Forspoken.
with you. When I saw Insomniac, it said Insomniac. I was like, okay. And then I saw the intro. I thought it was gonna be what's the game they own? Sunset
Infamous.
Overdrive. I thought it was gonna be Sunset.
Oh, that's
I thought it
different
was gonna
game.
be
I'm
Sunset
sorry.
Overdrive.
I always
But
get
then
them
when I saw the
Sunset.
thing hit the light post, I was like, okay.
I couldn't believe it was a Spider-Man game. I'm like, are you kidding me? I thought it was another expansion or a costume.
I didn't know what it was, and then when the guys in the alley talking, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, please be Venom.
But what do you think
Please
it
be
is?
Venom.
What did you think of this Forspoken stuff? Like with her elements and
Amazing.
the transversal looks
Amazing.
insane, and like she has all these elemental powers. Like I can't believe how this game looks, and the animations look insane.
Jazz, let me tell you something. This is why people get mad when PlayStation, when Sony does a show for PlayStation, people will get mad on the opposite side and they call you a fanboys because the way they show this stuff and the stuff they show.
Look at this, all gameplay. All gameplay.
No matter what, I want to be in the PlayStation ecosystem because everything I saw, I want to play.
Look at this, my God! Look at this freaking game.
And it just looks amazing. I only wish that when
Twisted Sink said it could have done without the talking. Like I do think that it's a little.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely took me out of a little bit. Like that. Like she's still talking like she's from the present time, but she's in this area. But I think that's the whole thing.
I think this game is going
dimension.
to be. I think it's
Yeah,
going
it's
to.
interesting.
I think the story is what's going to pull this game. When I saw it though, I know. For me, I kind of remind me a little Harry Potter-ish,
Harry Potter getting, or like even like Project Nadia type thing, where she gets pulled into this other world, and it's like, where the hell am I? And like kind of that thing, like the Nadia.
I definitely could say.
And then this is where it kind of went down when they showed Rainbow Six Extraction. I'm like,
I didn't care about that. I didn't care about that.
Why are we doing like some expansions here? And
I
again,
care less about
but
that
Frog,
Rainbow
you're gonna understand. You still went into this show with there was no set expectations for this. There was no like Aaron Greenberg apology pre the show. They were coming out there saying you got to see this. Take off of work. You got to see this. And you want to know what? The fact that it when people going in with that expectation and it still got people excited. You got to give them credit for that stuff because you could easily walk away being like, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I went in there with super high expectations. Nobody tempered them going into this.
This is my expectation was they're going to show some more
Labyrinth.
Horizon.
That's right.
They're going to show some God of War. They're going to show some freaking Deathloop, and they're going to show some Gran Turismo, and they're going to talk about like updates for games. And I said they may show us one new game, and I honestly thought the new game was going to be something like we didn't like, like a game like something from the past, but everything they show, I was like, the jaw drop. I start picking my jaw, and then my jaw would just start to drop again. Like the whole when they said Remedy and all that, I kind of was like, okay, Alan Wake, that was kind of leaked, but cool, And I think if it wasn't leaked, it would have been a huge surprise. The fact that it's coming to PlayStation for the first time.
Yeah, you're right. Like first off, I looking at the Alan Wake thing, and I'm like, oh, like they really didn't. They just kind of up-res it. It's like the PC version. Like
it's a remaster. It's a
remaster. And I think the big deal that it coming to the PS, the PlayStation for the first time.
I'll play it. I mean, I'll play it.
I played it already.
I mean, that the only game I can say that I really didn't. I was like, man, this game looks like ass. Was that Vampire game?
Oh my god! I said that has to be free to play. So let's see if that's free to play. Vampire Masquerade, but yeah.
And
so Alan Wake leaked, but this leaked the PC version. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It looks just like a PC game.
But PlayStation, but I think the upgrade to the PS5 version is free. Yeah.
I think if you own it, I think you gonna have to pay a price. Yeah. I think you're gonna have to pay a price.
And then here's Ghostwire Tokyo. So this is the other game from Bethesda that was shown here.
Yeah, it looks okay. Really interested in. I wasn't super interested in it. It looks all right, but I'm not. Yeah, when I saw,
what's up, Ghost?
Like, I wasn't interested in it in the first place, so I could care less.
Yeah, Dylan. Dylan says 4K 60 with max PC textures. Yeah,
there you go.
Pretty much. But this game, I don't know about this Ghostwire Tokyo. Like, it didn't look that good when they showed it last year. Like, it definitely looked like some
I'm not interested. I really have no interest in this game. I have no interest in Deathloop. It's not because of Bethesda. There's certain games I see and I'm like, that's not my cup of tea. It's just not, and it may come out and it may be good. You know, like Scarlet Nexus. I didn't think I would like Scarlet Nexus, and I went and played the demo. And I was like, yo, I kind of like this, and I went and purchased it. You know, I got a discounted price, but same with there's a couple games. Tales of Rise. Like, this Ghostwire Tokyo. It doesn't look like something I'm going to be super interested in. Like day one, gotta have. It just looks like something I'm kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the weird thing about this game is like it just looks like you're fighting 1-on-1s or 1-on-2s, and you're just walking around like, and you have like these kind of little battles like in the streets, and I just don't know what this is. If it's more exploratory or something like that. Well, it's all right.
Somebody said they'll check out the GTA if they upgrade the strip club.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know about this Ghostwire Tokyo. Did they give a release date on this? Let me see.
No, they didn't. I don't think they did. I mean, when I saw
it's an exclusive that they got,
but I mean, I think Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop were kind of like.
I was more hyped about Deathloop than Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh my god, this is where it went downhill. The Avengers DLC, Troy Baker the game. The Guardians of the Galaxy, dude.
Actually, let me. Hold on,
dude. It's Troy Baker as Star-Lord.
The Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't have a problem with it, right? But and here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe that's my thing. I don't think the game is gonna.
But these are the stunt doubles.
My problem is
look at Drax.
Dude, the only person I had a problem with is the main character because he doesn't look like.
It is Troy Baker.
Yeah, and that's why it's the main character. The main character looks like shit. Everybody else is kind of cool. It's the main character.
Dude, look at Drax though. He looks like bootleg Drax. Look at him.
Damn. He looks like Vin Diesel from what's that movie with Vin Diesel when his eyes are like
even
glowing?
Groot looks bootleg.
Yeah, he looks like a freaking fake Vin Diesel.
These are the same people that made bootleg Joel. They made bootleg Drax, bootleg Groot.
Isn't this game coming out this year?
I don't know. And then what's her name? Gamora's hair doesn't move. It's like stuck to the side. Like she got that friggin' what is it? My something about Mary with the fucking her hair stuck up.
But Jez, you gotta think about this. And this is the thing.
The dog looks good.
I don't expect games like this to really look as good as like if it was developed by a first party studio, yes. This is developed by it's third party. I don't expect this game to I think
Troy Baker is cash grab.
It's a cash grab. That's what I think. It's a cash grab.
Yeah, well, I think this was supposed to be Avengers DLC, and they freaking spend it off. I have no.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the game because I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I guess my thing is like the main character looks like ass.
Yeah, it was horrible.
He looks like ass.
That's the only problem with these games. Like they didn't even make them close to their celebrities. Like look at this game. Just like oh my god, this Troy Baker the game.
Yeah,
the dog looks good. He doesn't look bootleg.
There you go, Chronicles of Riddick, man.
Chronicles of Riddick. But look at this. Like, look at how this stuff. Like, look at what's her name? Look at Gamora sitting in here. Like, this looks like a menu screen.
Chronicles of Riddick Drax. That's what it looks like. Chronicles of Riddick Drax.
Wait, where is it?
I think
he can't even fold his arms right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that
Look at
Marvel
this.
needs a. I
You
think
tell me this is not
Marvel.
the menu screen? Look how she's sitting.
I think
Look at
Marvel
this
needs to
sitting.
pull some of their IPs away from Square Enix because I think after you've seen Spider-Man, Venom, and you
We
see
got
Wolverine,
Airbud.
and then look, after you see Spider-Man, Venom, you see Wolverine. I think that Marvel needs to let some of these first-party studios from Sony just continue making
Yeah.
their IPs. They're gonna give them justice.
This
They're
is
gonna
the
give
low
them good
point.
characters. Yeah, and I think that somebody
Drax
in the
looks
chat said
horrible.
it. Yes, yeah. I just think that they have a bad habit of just saying, "Hey, whoever can make our games,
And no,
you know what?
well,
No,
know what?
let somebody
No,
who
this
actually
they
can
should
make
be smart
games do
about
it."
that. But know what else too? Like they didn't show too much of the combat here. They showed a
Yes,
lot of because when they showed the combat in E3, it looks exactly like the Avengers game. It's exactly like the combat looks ripped right from that game. And they didn't show a lot of it here. They showed a lot of cutscenes, a lot of kind of story, a lot of maybe running missions. They didn't show too much combat here, but if you watch it, a straight combat, it looks like it plays exactly like the Avengers game. And I just think he's just a bad looking Star-Lord, man. The hair, it looks like Troy Baker the game, and that is not going to go away. And then here's another. See, the guy definitely a low point. Then this Vampire free to play game, where you Vampire Battle Royale mode, Vampire the Masquerade free to play. This was just why. This is when I'm kind of like, Sony, what are we doing here? What does this take off from work to watch this show? All right. All right, see you later. I paint houses. See you later, man. Thanks for coming by. Hit that like button, guys, as you're coming in. Hit the subscribe if you're new. We're almost at the thousands. We're getting there. But anyway, bootlegs. They're talking about bootlegs. This game, I don't know. The Fire, like this is just, come on. You know, I didn't. This must be a free to play game. I was not a fan of this. But my
hey, at least he's not bootleg Joel.
I know, Twisted Sync. I know. I was going to retract my statement back then. Yes, I keep confusing Insomniac and Sucker Punch. I'm sorry. I know.
Yeah.
Twisted Sync.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't worry. We distracted Twisted Sync. Don't worry about it. I showed him the Vampire Masquerade game. Now he's on that shit. He's going to get off our case. I'm sorry, Twisted Sync. I know we mess up. I mess up all the time. I think the thing.
Well, I know what games.
This game pisses him off.
Hey, somebody said alcoholism. No, I know what games Sucker Punch and Insomniac.
I'm the one that messes them up. I mess them up.
Yeah, you mess them up.
All the time. See,
but
I messed them up. So Twisted, take it out on me. But here's some gameplay of Bloodlines to clean your palate.
There goes like
no, here's Frog's favorite game. This is Frog's game of the year I'm showing right now, Deathloop.
Nah, dude, I have no interest in that game. I might be wrong. It might be a real good game. But right now, I just have no interest in Deathloop, man. I have no interest in that game. And the fact that they showed it again, I was like, damn, this show is going downhill. It started off
I know.
good.
These three, the Troy Baker the game, Vampire Masquerade free-to-play game, and then this one, I was like, whoa, here we go. And then after this, they followed it up with the Wild, the kids version of Wild, where she possesses turtles and birds. I think so.
Yeah,
like these four kind of were like, oh goodness.
Those four were kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, Deathloop. There's too much of gameplay. Deathloop. I know it comes out next week, but again, they still not exploring the multiplayer stuff, and they're doing these trailers of more gameplay. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I guess I'll try it. It's $50. I don't know.
There's some games on here, man. Wow.
Some of this stuff. So then after that, after we had this thing, this is when their points kept dropping. They started out with four games that looked incredible, that were big drops.
There's 4 games that were kind of like,
and then
whatever.
We had the Guardians, the Masquerades, the Deathloops, and then this game. What the hell was this? Why would you this deck 5?
With the little girl?
No, this thing where they just showed this. I don't know what the hell this is.
Hold on, let me see.
What is this deck 5? What the hell is this thing? I read that Wild too.
I don't know. They showed some games that were kind of like.
What is this game?
Oh, you talking about the game? Okay, the game where they were
the red hallway with the demon stuff.
I don't know what game it is, Deck 5, but the soundtrack is awesome.
Not Deck 5. It's Kid Amnesia. Presented by Radiohead and Epic Games.
Jazz, Radiohead, man, dude, they make some. That song they were playing right there, that interests me in seeing what this game is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
music
know.
is really good.
Who was Radiohead's label? I don't know. Is it Sony? Probably.
Radiohead.
And then we had that head scratcher. Then we had Wild, the children's version, where she teleports into fishes and turtles and things like that. So
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is, Jazz. They showed some games we didn't know about. They tried to show like 4 or 5 games that everybody would kind of like. They're
yeah.
different for different audiences. They were like, okay, and here's some big pa pa pa.
Well, that's what I mean. So, like, after we saw this thing, like, this is definitely neat. Okay, like, yeah, for the kids, or interesting concept. You know, it does look pretty cool where you could teleport and
Right.
maybe puzzle solve and doing that stuff. It's just in the grand scheme of things and the expectations, this is something for state of play. You know, something like that. Like
Exactly.
This showcase that people anticipated, like just
Not a
tons of
showcase
stuff.
game. State of play game.
Yeah, so that's why, like, you know, just this showing up and also a couple of multiplats, you're just like, what's going on? Like, is this a Sony first party show? Where is the first party? There wasn't a lot, you know, a lot of it was third party stuff. And then that was the pre-show, and here comes Triple H. Time to play the games. Like, he comes in there. Oh, and then to top it all off, they announced Uncharted for PC. We're just like, where are we going with this, dude? This is not a PC show.
Foreign Lost Legacy remastered for
the only first party game they show so far, and it's like, yeah, it is remastered for PC and PS5. Which, okay, maybe I'll check it out, but I'm not gonna play through it again.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna say remastered,
I beat both of them,
and if they're telling me like since I own them already. You know, maybe I can get both of them for either nothing or a small fee. Maybe I'll do it over. But if they're like, "Oh, you got to pay full price, $29.99," no, I'm not paying for that. Yeah.
No, this better be free upgrades and all that other stuff. But like, yeah, like I'm like the first party game. So like, what the hell's going on? So you showed some good exclusive stuff in the beginning, Forspoken. You know, a big announcement of KOTOR coming, and then. You know, then they started showing multiplats. And then everybody's looking at the time and like, what the hell's going on? And then Triple friggin' H comes out here. And now he's like, now are the games. You know, they haven't done this before. You know what I mean? They kind of started with a game. Then they ended with a cap. Everybody always thought they started with a banger and they ended with a banger. Like they'll start with Spider-Man, end with God of War. Right? They've never did this before. So like right now you think...
Hold on. Andrew Clay, you said you hear a lot of damage controlling going on. Who's damage
from
controlling?
Here?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he's browsing the Twitter streets.
Yeah, we're telling you what we man, like that the middle wasn't that great.
It was hard. No, it was all multiplats.
It wasn't that great.
We're building up. Yes, it was. Well, it was a 6 for you. Good job. Go tweet it out. But anyway,
Andrew Clay said the show was a solid 6. Man, dude, you got
so far it was a solid 6. But then do you see after this dude comes on?
Hey, let me tell you that the middle of the show, those 4 games they showed, it was
up to here. I would say a 6.5 because that KOTOR exclusive is a pretty big get. The Forspoken looked incredible, better than anything I've ever seen on any other showcase. It looked next gen. That's what I could say. Forspoken looked next gen, which we can't say for any of the stuff that Xbox shows or anybody else. EA, Bethesda, anybody, or what else? Ubisoft. Like none of their stuff at E3.
Right.
Nothing showed next gen.
Ubisoft announcement. I didn't care about most of third party stuff. I didn't really care about if it was. But
Forspoken looked damn good, and that's an exclusive.
Yeah, Forspoken looked good.
So they had a couple of games in the beginning. Even that Project Eve looked pretty damn good. So those games were good. The middle, the multiplat show game, went started with Rainbow Six, and then went to Deathloop, and so now we're like, oh, and I know Deathloop is an exclusive, but like we've seen enough of it. But now,
I can tell us about it. Yeah,
Hermen Hulst, time to play the games. That was the pre-show. This is where the show starts, and people thought it was gonna be 40 minutes of just this. What's crazy is that they did this with 1 studio and 2 studios. They did this, and they still just revealed the iceberg. I'm going to get into that.
And Insomniac, man. They're freaking.
Dude, don't even mind this guy. He says, "What cap? Capping what, dude? Go show me Wolverine somewhere else, dude. I don't know what you want to do, Andrew Dice Clay, but anyway.
I don't know.
Now here comes Hermen Hulst, and he comes out here. He came back from vacation. He was on the yacht, and then here he comes. And he's like, oh, shit, well, like, he better not say goodbye. And then he goes, here are games that you're not going to be playing anywhere else. That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Let's hear. I want to hear Triple H. I want Triple H on my show. Let's hear Triple H. Let's hear what Triple H has to say.
Last I checked, we're all a bunch
Here he
of
comes.
thieves
Let's hear. I want to hear Triple H because this might be a new sound clip for the Grinds board. Let's hear. Here he comes. Time to play the game.
I'm Hermen Hulst, head of PlayStation Studios. PlayStation Studios, at its heart, is a diverse and passionate group of storytellers at our collective of AAA studios all across the globe. Everything we do is driven and inspired by storytelling. As creators, PlayStation 5 gives us the opportunity to push the boundaries of storytelling even further.
PC ports,
our world-class development teams at PlayStation Studios have already delivered such incredible gaming experiences for PS5, and we're only just getting started. As you'll see today with the lineup of exclusive games coming for PlayStation Studios, we're going to continue to drive innovation, advance gaming, while always embracing the legacy of PlayStation and creating games that matter, games that you're not going to find anywhere else. Enjoy.
There it is. Games that you're not going to find anywhere else. Only on PS5. Time to play the games. Here he comes. Brings down his water bottle. Now the show begins. What is going on now? Insomniac, I'm like, wait a second. They just did Ratchet. Maybe a Ratchet DLC. Marvel? What? What? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No. You're like, what is this, dude? And I was like, and then as soon as you see him with the hat, I'm like, oh, no way is this a Wolverine game. How are they going to do this Wolverine stuff?
When I saw it at first, I was sitting there saying, okay, Insomniac. I automatically said, okay, another Spider-Man game, right?
Yep.
And I said Marvel. And so I sat there, and I think it got to the part when it was in the bar, and I was like, wait a minute.
Dude.
It's not Spider-Man. I was like, what game is this? And I saw the hat, and I was like, please tell me this is a Wolverine game.
And when the guys had a Wolverine game, Frog. I don't think there's ever been.
Let me tell you, we haven't had a good Wolverine game. There's only been one that's been okay, and that was like way back in the day.
Way back. Yo, what's up, J Cat? Come on, wait a second, Wolverine and Spider-Man. Are you kidding me? And and this is the thing. How do you get excited about this? First off, the IP, insane. What you can do. Wolverine is incredible, right?
Ooh, they can
but
do so much
what they can do with it. But you've seen what they did with Spider-Man and what they did with Miles Morales. And the story that they told, the combat, the transversal, just do that with Wolverine. The combat alone.
Let me do a tinfoil thing real quick, Jazz. Tinfoil hat. I always hear Sick Humor saying this, man. He puts his tinfoil hat on. You know, there's been a rumor that Disney wants to buy Sony, and this everything. They want to buy Sony. What if Sony? Let's do a tinfoil hat. What if? And I know Sony's a Japanese company, but what if Disney said, well, we're not going to buy you. We're just going to invest a lot of money into your company because they want the Spider-Man. They want Spider-Man wholeheartedly. But what if Sony and Disney just kind of like they merged up and like their biggest thing is to work together and they say, look, you're the company that's been really taking care of our Marvel IPs as far as gaming. We're going to let you go ahead and continue doing this, with your studios, whatever studio you want to give it to, because I'm telling you, man, this could be the start of something major for Sony.
Well, Spider-Man was, Frog. They gave them Spider-Man, and now look what happened. They gave them Wolverine.
Game, right? And let's just say, for all intents and purposes, this Wolverine game, let's just say with Insomniac's tracking, this Wolverine game will probably be a solid game, right? Dude, there's so many Marvel IPs that they could do. I want to see a Hulk. I want to see a freaking Blade game. They're just like, this just opens the door to me because it's not just Spider-Man anymore. It's like, oh, Wolverine. Once you got Wolverine, what's to stop them from doing an X-Men game? You see what I'm saying?
Game, or putting Wolverine with Spider-Man, or doing Captain America. Like Wolverine is so much better. Like, man,
here's the thing. On top of that, not even we know they show Wolverine, and we're like, we didn't see that coming. And then they show Spider-Man 2, and we're like, okay, whatever. But then when Venom is out there, we're like, yo.
Oh wait, we're gonna get to that. But Frog, this is the other thing too. This is the first. Remember, Marvel bought the X-Men back from Fox. there hasn't been a Marvel X-Men yet movie. This is one of the first moves right now with the X-Men under Marvel, not under Fox.
Right.
So this is the fact that this is what Marvel did with the IP. Because remember, they had Fox had all the X-Men movies. Marvel bought them. What did they do? There's plans to start doing X-Men. Remember they used that guy in WandaVision? Yes. That was like a first crossover. It was like, oh my God, the X-Men are now in a Marvel. Remember with Silver?
Wait. I know Disney
with
isn't going to buy.
Silver.
I know Disney isn't going to buy Sony. I was just saying, what if Disney, and because I know that, I think that was BS anyway. I'm just saying, what if Disney went hard in a partnership?
But they're not.
Marvel
This is.
Sony?
But Frog, remember when Spider-Man was announced? Everybody's like, "There's no way Spider-Man stays exclusive,"
and it did.
They did, and they gave. And what happened was, this is what happens. They made an incredible Spider-Man game, and now, okay, well, we're gonna give you the Marvel. We just got X-Men. We're gonna give you Wolverine now. Do that now, Sony. Because remember, Sony doesn't own Wolverine. Spider-Man, they do.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Jazz, is bigger than that. They did. You got to think, Insomniac from the launch of PS5. What games they've given us? Right?
Oh my God, Insomniac!
They remastered one Spider-Man. They made a new Spider-Man for cross-gen. Then they said, here's a Ratchet and Clank only for PS5. Now we got a Wolverine game. These guys are on fire. Like, for what Sony spent on that company, it's money.
It's insane.
Spent.
But think about it. They bought them the same time. They bought them a year after Microsoft bought all those studios. And look at the games they have released and have announced already. It's insane. You tell me about who's managing studios better.
Right. And I also look at the fact that, Disney owns the Star Wars IP and Sony's
Disney owns the
and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a multiplayer, right? I do think that game will be multiplayer.
What?
My whole thing
KOTOR?
is, I think it may be multiplayer.
It is going to be, but it's a PS5 console launch.
Right, and I think maybe
so it's a timed exclusive, but they got the exclusivity on it.
Holy crap, man! Like what we saw today, like what were the? I didn't see this coming. I don't think anybody saw
Wolverine from Insomniac.
Nobody saw that.
I was thinking that Wolverine would have been maybe a Sony Bend or something like that. Maybe that's why they didn't produce. But now you look at Insomniac making Wolverine. Man, and they got the next game we're gonna talk about what they have. Like they're just their friggin' superhero studio. And what's crazy is the fact is that this they if you listen to fans, like if you say what are the hottest IPs and the hottest things to get that will turn heads, you got Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Star Wars, all under Sony's belt as exclusive. Time exclusive for KOTOR. And KOTOR, nonetheless, one of the best Star Wars games so far. A game that everybody wanted. That you get that game, even as a time exclusive, it gives you the ability to show what people want to see, knowing what your fans want. And that's always the thing that grinds my gears about it, is that Microsoft just seems out of touch with what their fans want. Your fans don't want to know how the catapult works. They don't want to sit there and watch planes and better mountains. They want to see the big games, and you don't show them to them.
When people saw the E3 show, everybody said Microsoft won it. I think clearly
they're the only show in town. Of course they won it.
My whole thing is, like, if I compare this to what Microsoft showed at E3, and people were saying Microsoft's show was a 9 or 8. And I'm like,
and this is a 6. Are you kidding me?
There's no way this show was a 6. Like,
you kidding me, dude?
My whole thing is, I think this show was a solid 8. I do think it was a solid 8. And but back to Wolverine, I did not see that coming.
No way.
I didn't see.
Not from Insomniac either. I saw a superhero game. I thought Wolverine, Captain America, or Black Panther.
Oh my
but we said Wolverine back when Spider-Man was Spider-Man was exclusive to Sony, and then Marvel Ultimate Alliance got exclusive to the Switch. You're like, well, Xbox has to get somebody. Why don't they get Wolverine and make a Wolverine game?
And guess
with all the money in the world,
we said that years ago.
We said that
they should take Wolverine or Hulk, and they should make a game. Microsoft is not interested in selling you superhero consoles anymore. They want to sell you a service. They don't care about the
These games don't belong in Game Pass.
You will not get a game of Wolverine's caliber on Game Pass. You will not get a game of Spider-Man's caliber on a Game Pass.
Now we'll go to the next one, man. But like this is huge. And when did they say it? Let me see. Marvel Wolverine.
Before we started the show, I said I personally feel right now after watching this show, as much as I wanted to play Halo on the new Xbox Series X, I have no reason to invest in a $500 box for games that you're showing me. I have no reason to invest in anything Xbox for at least another 2 years.
And then this, oh my God, this I tell you, well, GT7 looked absolutely incredible too. Like, and that's coming out. They announced after the show. It wasn't here. They announced after the show. They announced it as coming out in March. So you have Horizon coming out, a graphical showpiece coming out in February, and then you have this, another graphical showpiece, GT7, coming out in March. So if you want to flex why you get a PS5 and you want to flex some graphics, two of the most incredible looking games come out February and March.
Next year, it's Sony's year. PlayStation is next year. PlayStation owns next year. As of right now, I don't see how PlayStation doesn't dominate next year.
Think of Horizon and possibly God of War coming out the same year.
With the amount of games and just
and Forspoken. All I can say is Forspoken's coming spring, Frog. That's another game. Forspoken comes out in the spring. It said spring 2022.
As much as I want to own an Xbox for Halo, it is not worth $500 just to own one game. And I'm at the point in my life as I get older, I'm happy in one ecosystem, and you got to convince me to go out there and buy your hardware. And Microsoft doesn't care if I buy the hardware. I'm happy owning my PlayStation 5.
Dude, there's such a disconnect between there's such a dichotomy between the two out of them. And Sifu comes out in February as well. And Kenna comes out next month. And then and people say that like Sony has nothing for the holidays. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Fist.
And they're gonna
I just purchased Fist, man.
I've been playing Fist. Dude, that game is pretty damn good, man.
So good, yeah.
I like it. The combat's awesome.
Okay, even if it goes to Xbox, it's the fact that
they identifying games to bring to their customers. That's the point.
No, Jazz, it's not even that. It's just like Sony, Fist came out. Fist was, I don't even know what the Metacritic score, but I've heard a lot of my friends saying this game is cool. But I knew I was going to get it. My whole thing is the advertisement. Like, look at a game like freaking Psychonauts 2. Well-received game. Why did you not advertise that game?
I know.
What they did? They advertised Game Pass over that game.
They stealth dropped it on a Wednesday.
And that's my problem. Like you're so busy advertising services. You're so busy advertising services. You're forgetting about the content is in your services.
Yes.
When I pop Netflix on right there in the front, I see Stranger Things. They advertise what their shows are. You know, my whole thing is like, I hate the fact that Microsoft is constantly doing things wrong. And whenever I say something wrong, people are like, well, you have nothing wrong to say about Sony. Yeah, I have some things wrong to say about when PlayStation does it. It's just that Microsoft does everything double or triple wrong, more wrong than
But Frog, the thing is when they're delivering games like this, there is a higher threshold of like snapping. When you're like, well, wait a second, here we go, this one. Like, I'm not going to choke out Sony because I'm playing God of War. I'm playing Spider-Man. I play Wolverine. That middle of this show, if the middle of this show is that bad, you're not going to go and go, this is horrible, Sony, what are you doing? But when you have consistently not showing your games, and you have, and this also too, if you look at the bottom of this Spider-Man thing, it says footage captured on PS5. All right, This is not a trailer. This is, and I couldn't believe when I saw this. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And we thought at first it was Infamous.
Yeah, I thought it was Infamous at first
because you saw the electricity. Yeah,
right. I saw electricity. I did.
Yeah, you see this, the electricity, and you're like, "What's this?" But like, you're coming off of an announcement of Wolverine, which is huge. You had KOTOR. Like, these are some big, high-level announcements.
I think that. I personally think at this point, just seeing this show, and I'm gonna be honest, my whole opinion is, if you are a person that games and you buy a variety of different types of games, you have to own a PlayStation. You have to be in that ecosystem. If you just want a game and you can care less about variety, own an Xbox. You know why? Because then you can get whatever. So if you don't care about the games, when you walk into a store next year, holiday, whatever, people are going to be buying Wolverine. People are going to be buying Spider-Man. people, the stuff they show today, it makes people say, "Yo, they got a Wolverine game out." And when people say, "Wait, is it on Xbox?" It's only on PlayStation. Well, I'm getting a PlayStation.
Wolverine's going to be huge. And then on top of this, you got a Spider-Man movie coming out, and the fact is that they reveal the enemy in this, and they showed. They showed Miles Morales, Spider-Man doing co-op moves, and then Venom. Are you kidding me? This is going to be insane.
When Venom came out, when I saw Venom,
all of it
flipped out.
Oh my God.
I'm a huge fan of Venom.
Dude, I love Venom. And this is incredible that the fact that they got this is exactly where and know what's hilarious is that even the end scenes, the post-credit scenes, like teased at something possibly like Venom, but they're willing to go out there right now and just show it's Venom. Like that is freaking awesome.
My whole thing is this, and this is what makes me sad. Like the guys on the other system, we got Final Fantasy VII remake, and they still don't have it. You know why? Because if you put something like that in their system, you have to put it in the Game Pass because they're not going to buy it. So the fact of the matter is, Game Pass does have some onesies and twosies, some good games here and there, but they don't sell. Their games don't sell, and Microsoft is invested in a service-based console. They don't care if you really, and that's why I'm like them. As much as I want that Halo Xbox, and I told my wife, I said I would play primarily on Xbox if I could get that Halo console. After seeing this, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
What are you thinking? Dude, I don't
know why would I even do that?
Venom model looks like.
Yeah, and I'm just like, there's no guaranteed. Jazz, how much you want to bet?
Look at that Venom model.
How much you want to bet that when this game comes out, they have some kind of collector's edition with Venom and Spider-Man and Miles?
Oh my God, I am sure. And they got the Venom movie, and on top of that, they got the movies that are carrying the hype. I thought when they showed the Spider-Man thing, it was gonna be a Spider-Man suit for the new movie. I had no clue they were gonna announce Spider-Man 2. Look at this Venom, man.
There.
Dude, it is like vicious looking, crazy.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
And I was like, is this DLC? What is this? And when they said Spider-Man 2 coming in 2023, dude. So not
that means Wolverine. That means
Wolverine's coming out after this.
Wolverine's coming out. Either Wolverine might come out next year. Or
I don't think so.
Well, you don't think you think that Venom, you think that Spider-Man comes out first, then Wolverine?
Yeah. I think so, because they said Wolverine. What did they say about Wolverine? They didn't say.
I didn't see the date for Wolverine. I only saw Spider-Man, so I don't know. Maybe we don't know how far along they are, but
we don't know, man. Yeah, it just says Wolverine.
Holy crap, man! Dude, look, if Microsoft says you're not going to release it exclusive the first 2 to 3 years, Sony already showed you within the first 2 years, almost 3 years. The shit that's coming is no joke.
No, it's incredible, and this is what I was trying to say on Saltiest Podcast, was this. The fact is that they just basically just set this whole thing. They got Gran Turismo, Horizon, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, and then that's just from their studios. And then on top of that, the biggest thing we're going to see is God of War. And after that, I got another tidbit. But you got those games. We're talking between 3 studios. The amount of games and the caliber of games coming from just Insomniac, Gorilla, and Santa Monica. And here's GT and do Polyphony. It's 4 studios. 4 studios.
These are not even like major purchases like a Bethesda with all the different. Bethesda has a lot of studios. This. Come on, man.
4 studios. Man. We haven't, and one of the disappointments, we saw nothing with factions or what Naughty Dog's doing. So that's the biggest thing. We have no clue where factions is.
Neil Druckmann said on Twitter officially that
they're working on 3.
They're working on part 3
for Last 3. So you still got Naughty Dog there. You still have Sucker Punch coming off of Ghost of Tsushima.
You got what's the other studio? The Days Gone.
Stony Bend. That's another one.
Oh my god!
Which they're working on. I thought we were gonna see their game, and then you still got whatever the hell else they got. Who else? They got all the. They have other studios as well. Plus they got all those partnerships. That Jay Raymond studio, the House Marquee that they bought. Like you want to look, and this is the thing. You got 4 studios right now that are just. Announced high caliber, incredible things to carry you through the next 2-3 years. Just 4 of them.
Yes.
And that doesn't count the deals that they're making with Final Fantasy 16, with Forspoken, with KOTOR.
You know what I want to ask you? You know what I really would like to do?
Do you understand the caliber and the amount of content coming out of them and compare that?
I would like to do a poll. And I like
and Blue Point, another one, Blue Point. We have no clue what they're working on. Look, Sony Jazz, London, do you understand?
Here's the thing: I want to do a poll, and I want the poll wants to say, after seeing this show, do you really think Sony needed to be at E3 this year?
They don't E3, but do you? The thing is like the difference has to be like a slap in. Like you gotta see. Do you see the difference? Like. You tell somebody about this, and they go, "Well, Microsoft has 30 studios, whatever the hell they have." And
why does that? That doesn't even
what
matter.
Is that? You got 4 studios, and on top of that, this studio's Insomniac has already released a launch game a year ago. Has already released a new game with Ratchet and Clank a few months ago, and they just announced 2 more games and showed in-game footage to gameplay for Spider-Man 2. Okay, that's one studio.
When they said, Sony show might shut the internet down, yes.
Like, come on. But you're just going to show me a list of studios and Microsoft can't show gameplay? Like, do you understand the caliber of games? And the caliber of these games, these are not little baby games coming out. These are big-ass IPs.
Jazz, so I'm watching the GTA, I'm watching it in the 4K. I'm watching it as it was presented.
I'm going to do the God of War stream in 4K. I want to see this in 4K.
Huge difference. Okay, I see the difference now. Yeah, it's a big difference. But it looks kind of like like the PC version. Like I agree with you, but like the shadows and stuff. Because I'm looking at it in 4K.
Oh well, that way. Hold on. I want to see if this God of War is in Grinders. Do you understand what we have seen here? And the caliber of the announcements that these were. And all this for a drop of blood. Like, they announced these amount of games at this caliber with just 4 studios.
Oh my God! Look at this God of War in 4K,
dude. I'm doing the God of War right now in 4K.
Oh my gosh!
Here it is. Let's do it. I don't know if it's gonna come off on the stream. Who knows of it?
When the trailers came in and he started talking and his voice got deeper, and I said, "Oh, you matured." I was like, yeah, I'm interested.
And the story also, like, here we go. Let's do this in 4K. I'm probably not going to be able to come off here, but let's see. But, like, and then, after we just talked about, spoke, holy Jesus.
I don't, dude, I shit my pants almost.
Look at the fur on this thing, on this friggin' neck.
Yeah, amazing.
Wow. Okay, I encourage everybody to go watch this in 4K on the TV. Oh my God, this looks absolutely insane.
Insane.
Wow. And the thing is that we just going crazy over Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. And then you got this. This game of the year? Dog sledding?
They showed here that I was like, yep, that's a day one. Yep, that's a day
one. What do you do? Look at this. And on top of it, it's not just the looks. I gotta pause this here. It's not just the looks. Like, okay, it's the story element to it too. The continuation of what they left us with, because that was an incredible story with incredible characters, and the continuation, incredible.
I got a question. Because I noticed it. You said something. I was listening to your podcast the other day because I was still on the road. You said something.
Look at this.
That kind of interests me. Do you think that because you mentioned, you said, hey, like EA and Ubisoft, they had good relationships with Xbox and Microsoft. Do you kind of feel the same way about, and I'm just looking at it from just kind of like looking at what's going on in the industry, do you feel that the same way about like Epic and like certain other companies?
Well, Sony has an investment in
Square
Epic,
Enix,
remember?
Yes, Square
Enix. They bought shares of them.
Like, I think Square Enix and Sony are real close. They're super close.
Do you see this? Look at this.
But I do think Epic and Sony have really good ties. Because I'm like, okay, we know Alan Wake is going to Xbox also. But, I'm like, well, they showed it on the Sony show. I'm like, I wonder how the ties that they have. Oh, my gosh, look at this trailer.
Do you see this? Like, look at the... And you know what? The thing is like, yeah, the PS4 game did look that damn good. And, for its time. But man, look at this right here. Look at the detail of this stuff going on right here, man.
There's something else I was going to say to you.
Insane.
I noticed that there everything was said footage captured on PS5. So we're not. I'm not going to say, hey, these games might not be cross-gen. It's just the fact because they need to make money.
This game is cross-gen, but they confirmed that the Spider-Man and Wolverine games are PS5 only.
Oh my god!
They're ready. The Spider-Man 2 is PS5 only, and Wolverine's PS5 only. They said that on their blog. I want to show you, and again, I encourage everybody to go watch this. The detail and stuff on their outfit's insane. But watch when he walks in. This is if this is how you're walking behind them like this. Look at this. This is just insane. How incredible. That looks friggin' fake. If I get rid of that thing, man.
Dude, I wonder what Sony. I wonder what Sony thinks their install base for PlayStation 5 is going to be by 2023. Because if you're sitting at plus 10 million right now, so let's say they're sitting at 12, 13 million right now, I'm thinking that their install base, depending on how much they can manufacture chips, they have to be thinking they can sit at least 40, 50 million by that time. I doubt they are at that because I think they can't produce enough chips. But damn,
dude, this looks insane. And think about how they're gonna do it with the controller and stuff, man. How they're gonna do this with the controller.
You know what? I forgot about that because that's a big factor in
and the sound and stuff.
Oh my god!
And it is a cross-gen game, it is a cross-gen game. So but man, there's Thor.
Yeah, there's a lot of games I'm sitting here and as soon as they put them in store, that's a day one. God of War's a day one.
Oh my god, day one. I gotta see what happens to the story, dude. Look at this. Yeah, that was crazy when he fights this friggin' lizard thing. And then you say you look at this and it's anything, and I'm not waiting because I know there's nothing. Anything with 12 teraflops of Xbox can touch. Can anything on Xbox touch this?
Nope.
Anything?
Not at all.
Do we think Fable's gonna look like this? I don't know. They have to show us this stuff. But right now, for a company that talked about so much power, and you say it looks like a PS4 game, well, that means the PS4 games look better than Series X games. All right? So, chew on your own balls. Yeah, the PS4 games look better than a Series X game. So tell me what Microsoft... This is the stuff that people expected when they bought the most powerful console in the world. They expected to see games like this being shown. Well, here you go. Keep on waiting. This is just one. Look at this friggin' incredible... This is... And this is something funny that we found out after the show. Cory Balrog is not the director of this game. He's working on something else, and he said that.
Hey, man.
So if this is a PS4 game, better than a Series X. 12 teraflops of donuts and Phil Ness coming out your mouth, filled up.
I'm very impressed, and
Fuck out of you, that shit.
My expectations were I didn't have high expectations.
Get your balls out of your eyes.
I had no high expectations. I just thought, God of War would kind of be like what I was. I had no high expectations. So for me to have my expectations tempered, I think they went above and beyond my expectations.
Well, we knew it was going to look good. And you know what else, too? I noticed that it looks a lot colorful. It has a lot more dynamic stuff. And the textures of the clothes and things like that looks absolutely insane on this thing. Also... So what he said was he's working on something he's working on something else. He's not the director of this game, which means that, again, 4 studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 studios, and he is working on something else, and I think he's working on that Star game, that game in that space game that he was initially working on before they changed it to God of War. So you look at what they're producing. Again, it is just like what Triple H said. It is the friggin' tip of the iceberg. They are being very specific and selective about what they're doing, and I think it's smart because they just announced huge IP at this show to drive more interest and sales to the PlayStation. So when you go in there this holiday, wait a second. Where do I play Spider-Man? There's a new Wolverine game that's coming out. And yeah, you could say you're going to wait for it, but you know what? You already played the Spider-Man while you wait for the next Spider-Man. That's the difference. If you haven't had anything since 2016, Halo, and we're waiting for Halo and waiting for more shit to happen in Halo, that's a problem. But, like, you released quality stuff, and on top of that, you have released PS5 games throughout the year. So it's not like you're sitting here staring at these games going, oh, I can't wait for them to come out. You were already playing Ratchet and Clank. You're already playing Miles Morales. You already played Demon's Souls. You played Returnal. You're going to be playing Horizon while you wait for this stuff. You're going to be playing this. And when's this come out? Next year? I think this comes out summertime, or maybe near the end of the summer. But you got to think about what they announced.
Impressive, man.
Frog, listen. Star Wars KOTOR, time exclusive. Forspoken, look next gen incredible. God of War, look next gen incredible. You have Wolverine IP, only Wolverine game, and a new Spider-Man game too, with the Venom movie, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man. Oh my God. Like, you talk about the level of announcements, and I think that's what was being hyped, because they know what show you're going to get a new Star Wars game of KOTOR, God of War, Spider-Man 2 with Venom, and Wolverine. Like, you tell me. What show where IP rules exclusive?
Right.
Where would you get those kind of announcements, Frog? That is a banger of an announcement, don't you think?
Yep.
KOTOR remake, God of War, new game, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine. You tell me what kind of pull that has. Shit.
Major.
Huge. And we're going to say, it was a shit show. Think about what was a name. Yeah, so they had a shitty area in the middle, but my God. Oh, I'm going to do the Spider-Man trailer in 4K.
It's a pretty solid show.
That is pretty crazy if you think about it. That's why that last part, what they did in Wolverine, Spider-Man, God of War, those three at the end, they knew what the hell they were doing. They said, here's 4 minutes of Deathloop. We're like, oh, shit. Forspoken. I know. Forspoken. Look, I'm going to go to this Forspoken one next. These are the 4K trails. Oh, my God.
This is impressive.
Dude, this is crazy. If you look at this, wow, that's freaking crazy looking.
And that's why I said if they had to just show, this is what.
And you know there's ray tracing, right, Frog? You know there's ray tracing. You could see it right here, actually. You could see it with the electricity and in the puddle. You could see the electricity here.
That's why I said.
You know Spider-Man has ray tracing.
If this is what the E3 is going to be, if they just showed this, they would have definitely taken E3.
Oh, like everything
they showed was top notch.
Yeah, you showed this at the E3. Look at this. But you knew all the E3 shows, even the big ones that got big stuff, they had slow moments. They had scratch my head things. Like, it's not all this stuff. Man. Yo, this dual move with, you know you're going to be working together co-op, man. Exactly, Impatient. Like, you know, anybody that denies that is just ridiculous, because if Xbox even had a blink of any of these games, it would have been talking 2 years and made lists.
Shut the internet down.
Come on. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, shut the internet down.
This Venom, man. But yeah, like, if they had a little sneak peek, a Venom nipple showed on the screen, get the hell out of here. They would have been like, holy shit. Come on, look how much of hype in Starfield. They don't even know what the hell Starfield is. You get Spider-Man and Wolverine. Starfield, I don't know what the fuck it is. Hyping up Starfield. Just because Todd Howard wore a leather jacket and talked about it. Where's this?
Wolverine,
surprise. I'm not watching no bullshit GTA. Yeah, Forspoken. This game looked next gen here, too. I want to see this in 4K. And Bleeding Edge 2. Dude, let's see this Forspoken in 4K. Oh, man, I got to see this. Luminous Productions. The animation on this. PS5 developmental footage. Hit that like button, Grinders. Got over 80 people in here. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. It's just going to get crazy from now, man. We got all these games. Oh, my God. Finally. Yeah, oh my God. I'm just, this game. Look at this freaking game. When she falls here, that animation right there was like, holy crap. That looks so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. God of War is all gameplay too, man. And this is gameplay. Spider-Man had gameplay. GT had gameplay. The only game that didn't have gameplay was Wolverine.
Yeah, I guess my dog.
But just having a brand new Wolverine game made by Insomniac, okay. Well, but here's our gameplay of Spider-Man 2. And none of exactly Twisted. None of this leaked. The Alan Wake leaked. There was some rumblings that KOTOR was being remade.
Yeah. But we didn't really know.
Look at this. Holy shit.
When people said KOTOR, we were like, yeah, whatever. You know, everybody's like asking.
But Frog, the fact that they got it as an exclusive after it was an Xbox exclusive, how the hell did Xbox not lock that down? Knowing the legacy of KOTOR. This is what I mean. You come on these shows, you say some bullshit, you think it's all fun. You don't even fucking game. But this is what I mean. This is why you have to acknowledge that Microsoft is not listening to the gamer. That's what you need to understand. Why didn't they lock down KOTOR? How the hell did Sony get it when it was an Xbox OG exclusive? Go on your fucking shows. Go on your Twitter. You're fighting the wrong fight. That's the problem. If you really give a shit about Xbox, then you would be doing the right thing and calling them out for not getting those games, saying, where are my games? Where's my exclusives? Why didn't you give us KOTOR? Why didn't you give us Kenna? Where were you when they were getting Final Fantasy 16? Where was Matt Booty at the negotiation table? Why can't you give us that KOTOR timed exclusive on PC? Is it because everything has to be in Game Pass and not everybody wants to put their games there? Is Game Pass a barrier to get these games day one? These big games? That's the fight that you should be fighting. Not coming on here and watching people go incredible over games and going, it was a 6 out of 10. What the fuck was Xbox? They sat down and told you about Top Gun content that's delayed the next year. They couldn't talk about it. They showed you how the fucking catapult works. What is wrong with you? Look at this shit. Meanwhile, you're the fuckers that talk 2 years about the power. Oh, the teraflops, the machine. Oh, the deltas and all this fucking bullshit. Meanwhile, here are fucking games that show next gen. I'm not impressed. But Halo, Craig's fucking bare ass. That's impressive, though. That's impressive. KOTOR is exclusive, motherfucker. Go look at it. It's a console launch exclusive. Suck a dick. Look at this shit. This is fucking crazy. Next gen. Look at this shit. Man, let's see. What are they playing the music in this shit? Oh, yeah.
Tantasila is the strongest and most formidable of all.
Look at the fucking animation. Frog, you see the animation of this thing in 4K? The lighting and stuff? Frog's still there? There he is.
Yeah, ridiculous. No, ridiculous. I'm looking at him now, man. Ridiculous.
Crazy. I encourage you to go watch these trailers in 4K because it is insane. Because it's probably not coming across the stream that way. But this is the thing. This is what you need from a showcase, not a sit-down jerk-off fest about donuts. Not sitting around and talking about State of Decay 2 fucking content updates and Sea of Thieves. Fucking Housefly That Won't Die. That's not a showcase. That's a bitch case. That's not a showcase. Putting Halo in the middle of the show. Showing the Halo the flamethrower. Halo the breakfast cereal. That's no. You got to acknowledge what the fuck the difference is between the two companies. And you got this March 4th. Where's this thing? Wolverine, exactly. People going fucking crazy. Y'all, first of all, going fucking sick. Sick, man. There we go. Let's see what they say. Let's see what it says. But you guys, you always wait. Let's see. Here it is. Star Wars Knights of the Republic remake is the legendary tale remade on the PS5. Aspire Media Lucasfilms remake the classic RPG from the ground up. Excuse me, my eyes are bad. The fuck does that say? Dude, what does that say? Suck a dick. There it is. Console exclusive launch. There you go. But Aaron Greenberg's day one games. Day one games nobody fucking wants. There you go. Console launch exclusive KOTOR. Boom. Where the fuck was Matt Booty? Where was his dirty ass at that negotiation table to bring what the fans want? Xbox fans had that game. That was an exclusive. I hear you. I think about quality games, you fucking clown.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work.
Yeah, you got work to do there 2 years ago. Got work to do there.
That's always been
Where were they?
On that, whatever I hear.
Fight the right fight. Trashing on PlayStation is not going to get you anywhere because they got the fucking games. All right? They got the games. So coming here going, doesn't impress me much. Fucking the Shania Twain bitch. That don't help. So, suck a dick. But there you go. Where were they? Where was Phil? Was he doing an interview with the fucking Venezuelan newspaper talking about xCloud and bullshit? Where was Phil when this deal was made? Where was he? Was he sitting in the European fucking newspaper going about, I'm talking about xCloud, play on your phone?
I'm trying to use the phone!
Is that where he was when this deal was made? Where was he? Final Fantasy 16, where were you? Forspoken, how did Sony find that game? Where were you? Wolverine, Marvel wants to do Wolverine game. Where the fuck was Phil's dollar bills then? Nobody wants to put that shit in Ass Pass. That's why. Game Pass is a barrier. That's how Sony's getting this shit. Because nobody wants to put their big budget games in Game Pass. That's why. Game Pass is going to stop Xbox from getting the games. Like this. So fight that fight. That's the fight you need to fight. You want dollar bill gaming, you're going to get dollar bill games. That's it. Frog, what do you have to say about that? Fuck out of here with this shit. Wrong fight they're fighting. Frog.
My honest opinion is I don't know how anybody looks at that show or just looks at PlayStation as a platform and says they're not doing an amazing job delivering the products that we want on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think that excuse me, like I said, looking at this show, it's not about fanboy bullshit, right? It's really about just like who's giving me what I want, what
exactly.
I need.
And Xbox right now, used to. Like, that's the most frustration about it.
Yeah, that's what makes me really upset and really irritates me is.
Yes, Jesus. Is that Jesus? Yes, Jesus. It's a console exclusive launch.
The 360 era, they gave me
a lot on Xbox,
Microsoft,
like everything else.
Microsoft gave me a lot of stuff from the Xbox One until this next generation. They've continuously let me down, and I don't think that at this point, as of right now, and like I said, you know, when the Xbox One generation came, I bought both PS4 and Xbox. I don't see myself really needing an Xbox Series X, not because the games are only on, you know, it's on PC also. It's the fact that I don't need these games because you're not giving me anything that's like you need a $500 system for. I need a PlayStation.
They talk so much about it, right?
Games. And yeah, and here's the other thing. I guess my other big thing is this. When Microsoft and Xbox say the word exclusive, I take it with a grain of salt. When Sony says, hey, these are the only place you're going to play these, this is console exclusive, and I know it's their first party, I know it's like, you know, Bethesda, even though Microsoft owns Bethesda.
They're still talking bullshit. Yeah, they're still like.
You don't know if those games are going someplace else because of how they
still wishy-washy. Exactly. Still wishy-washy about it.
They talk, so my whole thing is like, power is nothing. if you don't have the software. And Sony has proven time over time. Same with Nintendo. Nintendo, to me, the Nintendo Switch is not
software.
Nintendo's not a great system, right? Their Switch is not a great system.
I'm gonna do Digital Foundry on this shit.
But they constantly produce good software, and guess what Nintendo does? Nintendo's like, you're gonna pay that $59.99 for this Skyward Sword, and we don't care. And it stays up in price, and that game will go out there and sell 15, 20 million. And we're like, why is this game that was on a Wii U selling 15, 20 million? Because they know their value. Same with Sony. Sony's like, hey, here's our game. It's going to be 69. This is the value of it. And then, it may sell, 10, 12, 15 million. And it'll drop in price. But my whole thing is like, it sells. And I really hate to be that guy that's like, damn, Microsoft, you are falling from grace from the original Xbox until now. You've fallen from grace. Like with this generation, you didn't even really try. Like all you did was make a more powerful system of an Xbox One. Same UI.
They're on life support mode right now. Like they are trying to save for what's better for them, but trying to present what they think is better for us. But actually, it's going to hurt us because it's going to change the type of games. Look at Halo Infinite and the free-to-play bullshit. That's better for them, but that's not better for us.
Halo, this holiday, Halo is going to make or break Xbox.
Bphil says no.
I totally believe that.
Look at this shit. Look at this detail.
It's going to make or break them, and they have to deliver something solid. And I believe they're going to deliver certain elements of certain things solid, but I believe this is going to be a game that's going to be in progress.
Get what you paid for. That's right.
You can't deliver a first-party game where it's being built to be better in progress. And from last generation until this current generation we're in, Microsoft has consistently built games where they're like, oh, it's a game, it's a work in progress. You had to deliver that game, delay it if need be. But I don't know where I hate talking about Microsoft because it always seems negative, but they're the ones that do it to themselves. And I know there are people in that ecosystem, they love the system, they love the controller. I just don't understand how you love the software that's coming out of that studio, that corporation that doesn't deliver on what they should be giving you.
Still is.
And so
this shit's insane. Yeah, the God of War 4K trailer Compost is out. The 4K trailer is shit. Let's see this video. Let's see this photo. Holy crap! Look at this crazy one.
Incredible.
Look at this. I gotta zoom in on his head.
It's pretty. Man, I'm at a loss of words after what Sony showed. I'm at a loss of words because I'm like, wow, I didn't expect that. Didn't have any expectation.
There you go, boy. Yeah, Compost.
Like
I suggest. I was just showing them. It doesn't come off better on here, but look at Forspoken 4K. Watch the Spider-Man 4K, Spider-Man 2, and because those are gameplays, and then the God of War 4K, absolutely insane. You'd see the details of it. It's absolutely great looking. Like it is, we knew it was gonna be great looking. We knew it. And look at the thing that you don't see. This is not captioned on PC with the specs of an Xbox or developmental videos of a PS5. No.
Whatever your name is.
Yo! Thank you, Dark Soul, for the subscription. Dark Soul 1908. Thank you very much. But look, caption on a PS5. Boom. There you go. No, spec to PC. Nope. It is console caption on PS5. This is what you're going to get. And interesting. And I do encourage everybody to, let's see, do they have it? I think they do have it on their video here. I think they have on their. I wanted just to point out another thing too. Yeah, where the hell's factions? That's the other thing. There was some disappointments. Again, it's not all ball washing, but it was incredible for what it was announced. But there's some disappointments. No factions update at all. No factions DLC, factions and multiplayer. No, no crazy. My reach was GTA 6 exclusive. They'll reach out for that one. Nothing that, but hey, KOTOR, thank you, Bug Roger. One sub closer to the pool. That's right. But, and here, this is the one thing that I wanted to show. So this is the after show, right? This after show interview. And this is the last thing I wanted to cover on here.
Believable.
Oh, yeah, I don't want any audio stuff here. Where is it? when he this is where they announced the
release date.
The release date.
GT7 is coming in March, and I don't think fans are going
March
to be
4th.
disappointed with what Yamauchi-san and Polyphony have been working on. And what
I
we're
know.
doing with GT7 is we're pulling from the entire adaptive
And
trigger.
then this is
Really
the interesting
closely
thing
with
here,
Insom, Herman. So
where they stated right here. Is this, where is it? So this is the
directing God of War
director.
Ragnarok, or as Corey likes to call it, never heard of it. So
He's the
that's
director of
the director,
Ragnarok, and then they
rightfully
go
so,
here.
he's
Watch this.
Pride
officially being
Wait, I'm
Rock
going to it. Sorry.
and experience more of that.
Rock, Odin's going to have to play a pretty big role here, right?
We're very, very happy to have Mr. Richard Schiff come on to play Odin for us. You may know him as Toby from The West Wing. This was one that we never thought was going to happen. It was like kind of a
Jez,
shot in
I'm
the
still
dark.
here.
And,
I had to
he got
take
back
care
to
of
us, and we
something
walked
real quick.
around.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, we won't wrap up. I just
Kinda
want to
busy
get to
with
the
his
Corey
own
Balrog
little
thing.
squid.
Here it is.
Oh no, you're talking about
So after you saw God of War Ragnarok,
The
this is
World
how
God
they're
of War.
working on their
Your book-
studios.
for monsters he saw in there. And
This
thank you
is
very
it.
much.
Here it is.
You like me to just
It's a little clue about you here tonight.
So this
now
is
that we know
basically-
you're not directing God of
There it is. So okay. So now, and on top of the God, it's funny. Yes, on top of the God of War announcement, God of War Ragnarok coming out. No release date yet, which obviously is coming out next year. Hopefully, not to get delayed 2 years from now. But anyway, they switched the directors, right? Hear this.
So now that we know you're not directing God of War Ragnarok, I was hoping maybe you could give us a little clue about what you may or may not be working on next.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like me to just spill the beans and tell you everything that's going on right now. We're actually doing a bunch of stuff. It's really exciting, all the things that we're doing, and you're tempted to know what is this, but I don't really have anything I can talk about right now specifically, mostly because we're really focused on God of War Ragnarok, that I am incredibly excited that I finally understand that that's what everyone was saying, God of War Ragnarok. I was way off. I was thinking it was something else that they were talking about. I think we'll wait to get any deeper into anything else until later. We'll talk again, Sid.
All right. Well, thank you, Corey. And
So there you go. So after you just saw that, and this is what I was saying about the studios, after you just saw that incredible God of War, right? And you think, yep, Santa Monica's done, God of War is done. You find out he's not working on God of War. He's working on something else. And right now they want to focus on the God of War release, and he's going to announce his game. And his game, if you look at the God of War trailer when they did that, the Raising Kratos, you listen, and exactly, Twisted, he did say, watch this guy. Exactly, he did a few years ago. So basically, he is probably working on that space game that he was wanted to work on before they decided to make God of War. So this is what I mean when you just look at the tip of the iceberg. Four studios, it's crazy, and carrying that much IP, that size, it's insane. And that's the thing that I took away. I couldn't believe. I thought it was going to be similar to like what Microsoft did, where it just showed everybody working on stuff. And I was wondering, how far ahead are they going to go? They only just went a little bit, a year and a half, year and 2 years. That's about it. That's enough. We're not talking 6 years, 5 years out. We're doing this. And what's crazy is the amount of work that Insomniac is outputting. That studio, insane. And you want to talk about purchases from 2019 and what they purchased and what they've output, Insomniac is insane. That sci-fi game, that's right. He's on it. He's on it, Jesus. He is. So just know that they got that one in the wings as well. You still got Sony Bend. We just went through it. It's crazy. The difference. And it's just so exciting and refreshing, specifically as a console gamer, to know that this blockbuster, this amazing stuff that still could get me excited in my old ass age right now, acting like a kid, just looking at crazy Spider-Man and Venom and Wolverine and God of War and just getting me excited again. That's the E3 things that we miss. That's why you say, do you need E3? You need E3 if this is the kind of stuff they prepare for E3. But if you go to E3 to show me controllers, you go to E3 to show me a cinematic trailer to a game that's coming out in 2 months with no gameplay, then don't go to E3. But if you come in with this is what E3 is about. And this is why it's about the content, not necessarily the spectacle or where or when it is. It's about the games. And with that,
enough from me. We're gonna have the games to our
that's right, Josh Ayers. I mean, and the thing is that we're not going to take those PC dudes and throw them in the corner. They put Uncharted on PC. They're dipping their toes in PC. Go ahead. But you're not compromising the quality of the day one content and the quality of the games for the console owner. Microsoft could put their games on PC, fine. But we hear with the Halo the Halo comments, oh, well, we got to figure out all these configurations for day one. So this is not ready at launch. Assassinations, classic guns, not ready at launch. Co-op not there. After a year delay. That's a problem. That's when your PC console thing, you don't know which end is up. And you're reducing the quality of the games and the expectation for the console gamer at launch because you have to compromise for all these platforms. That's where you put your foot down as a console gamer going, you know what? Maybe you should stop the PC development and make sure that everything's good for me as a console owner who paid $500, the premium person, the person paying for Xbox Live, the premium customer. Worry about me first and then go poke your dick on PC. But don't do it at the expense of my experience. That's my problem with that whole thing. You can put your shit on PC, Sony. I don't care. Just don't compromise what you've shown. Don't give me Miles Morales. Miles Morales is showing up later in Season 2. We only have time to ship Spider-Man, and Miles Morales will come later. No. It's all there. It's all one thought. It's polished. It's clean. It's, oh my God. That's what you do. Then go put it on PC later on. I don't care. I had my experience as a console owner, as a premium day one customer, a $500 owner of a hardware. That's what you expect. It's your investment. And that's what console gaming has always been. Even PC gaming. That's your investment. That's your hobby. You don't want somebody to come in and diminish your hobby. You don't want somebody to come in and say, games for everyone, cheap ass shit, accessibility. What? Wait a second. Wait. That's all nice and all, but you're not going to affect my experience, right? Oh no, your shit's not coming anytime soon. That's okay. Wait, what do you mean? No, then maybe you should stop this 2 billion gamers and worry about the 30 million that's still keeping the fucking Xbox lights on. This is the dichotomy and the difference. And I fear that Game Pass, just like my Halo predictions of 3 years ago, I was on Planet Xbox. Shout out to Kid Smooth. I was on it last night because 3 years ago, I said Halo was going to be diminuized and affected by Game Pass. And lo and behold, 3 years later, it was. Grinders, you know that. Game Pass is a barrier to these type of games. That's the problem. And until you open up your eyes and slap booty out the fucking window, get him out, you are going to fall into this. And all you're going to do is just hate on this incredible content because you're not going to get it. And you fighting the wrong fight, dude. So there's my soapbox. Great show. I'll give it an 8. Even though it's most likely a 10 because I don't think there's any other show that's going to cap the amount of content of IP that was revealed in this show. But I do give them some bad points for the middle of the show. But obviously, they had to show the multiplats. But it did almost put me in a whole shit moment. Going, where's this going? Even though the beginning was pretty hot. But that ending and the caliber, and that's what you got to think about. The caliber of what they showed at this showcase. The amount of IP and the level of IP. Star Wars, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and God of War in one show coming in the next year.
It was solid.
Yeah,
it was solid.
Where are you gonna see that, Frog? Where?
Yeah, you couldn't. I can't complain about it. It was a solid show.
The Ubisoft press conference, Bethesda. When are you gonna see that stuff? That lineup like that? Yeah, when are you gonna see that? Does that? And you're not gonna see that. I'm gonna give you that lineup, Frog. Here we go. Next 2 years, right? This is not even counting Final Fantasy and all that shit. You got Spider-Man 2. Wolverine, and God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, GT7. Now let me tell you the other ones where we don't know. Avowed, Fable, Perfect Dark.
Yep.
We don't
We know, I'm just telling you, man. Like what they show.
And those games I just announced, I told you right there. You knew exactly what those games are. We saw gameplay to them.
You can't be mad.
Boom.
You can't be mad.
Tell me that lineup versus whenever the fuck those other ones come out. Fable, Perfect Dark. And on top of that, what do those games look like? Do they look like Halo Infinite? Fragmented multiplayers, season 1s and campaigns? Like, that's the other thing. Season 2, season 3, what, in campaign? You're telling me a $60 game is going to have season 3 and 4? Maybe the single player should be free to play too then. Because I understand seasons and multiplayer. But what the fuck, all of a sudden we get seasons that are going to drop content in the single player campaign? Seasons? Co-op is coming season 3? What do you think Fable's going to be? Episode 1 of Fable is launching after 4 years of waiting. That's the problem. And this is Xbox's problem. Boom. Boy. And with that, Frog, final thoughts. Speechless. Frog, speechless. Oh, you're botting out.
But can you hear?
I hear. You're botting.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. You're good now.
Okay. Yeah. Final thoughts is solid showing. Let's hope they continue to do what they're doing, man. And I'm hoping that everybody, even Microsoft, can come out there and show us stuff in the future like they're doing now. That's basically what I think.
There you go. Yep, I think it was a solid show. I think it was definitely hyped beyond belief. And the fact that you're still excited after that, going in with those kind of expectations. And there you go. Shout out to Kid Smooth. I totally agree, man. And this is exactly how you should feel. How the fuck does PlayStation get an exclusive Wolverine game? Xbox, use your damn wallet. Amen, Smooth. Amen. That's what he tweeted out. Go like it, because that's exactly what people should be saying to Xbox. You got all the money in the world. How do you wear? We just said it. It's crazy. Smooth's turning to grinds my gears. I'm gonna get him on the show, Frog. We got to get Smooth is turning to the grinds, man, because it's bullshit. It's like, what are you doing? He says exactly what we just said. Where were you at the table when Wolverine was being shopped around? Where were you? Just like they don't have anybody to make Killer Instinct. Nobody wants to make it. Is it nobody wants to make it, or you just don't want it? Just like we didn't want to make it in Sunset Overdrive 2. You didn't want to make a Quantum Break 2. You didn't want to make a Rise 2. Where were you? What is your plan? Where's Hellblade 2? This is the problem. And shout out to him, man. And go watch Planet Xbox, because I'm telling you, those dudes, it's like the old days, Frog. They're all just like fed up. And that's true fans. True fans would be fed up. And
well,
that's the thing.
I think this is something.
Thank you, Master Bolter. Master, what's his name? Master Beta. I've seen Master Beta around here.
This is Glory Hole.
Oh shit, no. Thank you, Master Beta. He says our show is lit, and that's coming from a Master Beta, so that's good. Hey, that's good news.
I think this is something we've been preaching for the last generation, and we want them to be better.
Yeah,
we want them to be better.
So it's man.
It's not even about. Look, Jez, let me tell you,
he's definitely correct that statement. He is.
Let me tell you something, Jez. It's not even about a console war. I just want them to be better. Give me something that's better produced. Like, screw the console war. Give me better.
Exactly. Because when they get better, we get better, and we play from both things. Like, that's the problem. That's the thing, man. Like, I don't mind spending money if it's worth the game. Like, that's the thing. And you really, and that's the problem. And we've said this so many times. Like, this Game Pass push, Game Pass is fine for what it is, but the amount of pressure that Microsoft is betting on Game Pass, it's hurting their ability to get big games or to make big games, because they're gonna have to sacrifice it for this primary service. And that's the problem with Game Pass. I don't mind it, but Game Pass needs to be in conjunction with games. It cannot be the way to get it. You need an alternative. You need to have a door open to get. Maybe don't put Halo in Game Pass day one. Make that the big game that it should be. The God of War for Xbox, like it should be. That game don't go in Game Pass, but you got little games like Psychonauts and all those little games. Yeah, put them. Grounded. Yeah, put them all in Game Pass. That's fine. But take the big games and don't put them in there. Because you're going to, and also, it's the fact that if you get an exclusive, you're not going to put that exclusive just on Xbox. You're going to put it in Game Pass. And that's why we haven't seen big games timed exclusivity. They can't, they're not getting them. All they're doing is getting day and dates and launching. But that's the fight that you need to fight, dude. That's the thing. Exactly. And Jeff B. Gaming says, how the hell does KOTOR remake exclusive on PlayStation 5 and not on Xbox? It was an Xbox. Exactly. It was an Xbox. If you look, and I'm just going to say this here, Alan Wake was an Xbox exclusive game. Now on PlayStation. First time on PlayStation. KOTOR on PlayStation. Psychonauts 2 on PlayStation. Psychonauts 1 wasn't on PlayStation. These are OG Xbox exclusives. These are in the bag games. Now, Psychonauts, I understand with the funding and all that other stuff, it had to be a multiplat. But you're looking at these OG games that Microsoft would have get some good clout if they remade them for their Xbox fans, because these are OG Xbox games, exclusives. And they're just letting them go. They made such a big deal with Final Fantasy XI being a day-and-date game, Final Fantasy, first time on Xbox. They let Final Fantasy 16 go and be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, a PlayStation exclusive. But it was a one more thing, Final Fantasy 11, or whatever, 13 it was, I think. The one with the girl. That was a big thing because it came day-and-date with Xbox. And yeah, Psychonauts 1 did end up on PlayStation. You're right. Well, shit, it was a fucking decade. Obviously, it made its way. It's made its way there, but it was an OG Xbox exclusive game. You're right, Omar. That's the damn thing. They're going after Xbox legacy, but you want to know why? Because I think a lot of them left. Number 1 and Frog number 2, Salty. The list is growing. The list is growing, man. We rocked Xbox with the Xbox Live 360s and stuff, and yeah. We're migrating, dude, and Sony knows that they got these Xbox fans. Dude, let's bring all of it to them. Take from them everything. Exactly, Omar. You want to run back that Wolverine trail before we go? Yeah, why not? It's a friggin' Wolverine, man. Why not? Rich will run that Wolverine. Hit that like button, grinders. We're running Wolverine. And then we're out, and I'll be on Saltiest Podcast tonight. I got to freshen up my voice. Here we go. 4K Wolverine. Hey, bub. Hey, Phil. Hey, bub.
One of the things
Yeah, Phil laughing. Hey, bub. Awesome reveal, too. Final Fantasy VII Remake, another one. Yep. Look at this thing. What a reveal, too. Just clench. Boom. And that's...
Yes, I'm trying to find the Turbo Man doll. Me too. Do you have any more in the back? What? See that? These guys are looking for a Turbo Man? A Turbo Man dog, yes.
Turbo Man!
They're looking for Turbo Man!
Hey, everybody! These two are looking for a Turbo Man!
That's right, yeah. I agree. Final Fantasy 16 not being shown. I thought that was going to be shown too, but, they did show a lot of close stuff, things like that. I just think Deathloop was a little, yeah. And again, we said about our things, and I'll give more impressions about what, Salty's thing. But I appreciate everybody coming out here. But I know Wolverine with blood, man, dude, that Wolverine game. I just can't imagine what they're gonna do with it. It's gonna be awesome. Yep. Yeah, they're gonna show probably. So we'll see. Again, they got a lot of stuff, man. And this show was great. I think it did it. And I said this show was gonna be their holiday thing. And who knows? Maybe they'll do another one. I don't know. But this was gonna be their holiday kind of leverage. And what did they do? They associated Star Wars, Wolverine, and another Spider-Man game with the Spider-Man movie. Boom. There you go. Let's go on the holiday. Where's the console that has Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Star Wars? KOTOR, I heard. There you go. Yeah, they might be a little off, the Wolverine and the other one. They might be a little off, but the thing is that those IPs now are associated with that platform, and IP is very valuable. And God of War, which we didn't know already, but now you got Wolverine, Spider-Man. And wait, the guys that made Spider-Man now making a Wolverine game? Yo, that thing sells itself. Boom. And with that, rated M for mature. Any question? Let's see. Compost Smurf says, you think Wolverine is the start of Insomniac doing X-Men potentially? I don't know, man. I don't know, but Insomniac, I just in shock the amount of work that they're taking. Like, I wonder if the Ratchet team now is working on the Wolverine and the Spider-Man team that worked on Miles is working on Spider-Man 2. I don't know. And then you see Santa Monica split into two. You know, you get, and what's crazy is that you're splitting into two, but you're not going like the A team and the B team. You know, it's like God of War. Oh, and my star game.
Let me tell you, it's like their roadmap and how they plan things. It's kind of like they know what they're doing, and they're like, oh, here you go. We're gonna give you this next year. You're gonna have something for so you have something for not just next year. You know, when they said Horizon Forbidden West and God of War and Gran Turismo were going to be delayed to next year, we were like, oh man. But now they're showing roadmaps of 2023. You know, it's like they got their roadmap, and it's not like it's games we want. It's not like, oh, we don't know if it's going to be. For the most part, these games are going to be pretty solid. You know.
Yep.
And just before we go, I wanted to say something about Horizon Forbidden West.
Sure.
There was a scene I saw, and I know why they call it Forbidden West. This game is going to be set in, I believe, San Francisco, because there was a scene I saw where there was a bridge.
Yes, it is San Francisco. It is San Francisco.
I think because the first game, if a lot of people don't know,
I don't know if they confirmed it, but it is San Francisco.
Yeah, spoiler alert, the first game is set in Colorado.
Yes.
So I think this game is going to be set in San Francisco. I'm actually on the look for another PS5 because right now I need. I gave my disc version to my son, because he's in college, and so I was like, I upgraded him, and since I had got my wife one, she has a digital one. I'm playing on her system, but now I need to find myself another disc or digital system. And I'm hoping that I can just, I don't know how much longer it's going to be before I can pre-order offline or go into the store and get them. I'm hoping to get my hands on another PS5, hopefully the digital one. But I know it's going to be hard, man, because after you have a show like that, why would your stock?
I know, it's like, right? It's like you just made that IP in addition to, that's what I mean. You
just made every scalper happy because they're like, oh yeah, people are buying these.
People are going to buy, they're going to buy these.
People are buying these. Yeah, they're gonna
and Frog, it's not title screens. Like it's not title screens. It's gameplay. A lot of it was gameplay, which is pretty impressive. Like it wasn't all just like kind of Wolverine trailers. Like it was gameplay of God of War, some game capture of Spider-Man. Horizon saw gameplay. Gran Turismo, you saw gameplay. Forspoken, you saw gameplay. And that's the last point I always make on here too, is like you see progress to the games that Sony announced. They're not just announcing games and putting more games on top of more games. They showed Forspoken. First of all, it's called Project Athia. Then they named it. They showed a little bit more last year, Forspoken a little bit, and now they showed full extended gameplay of it. You see progress. What happened to Hellblade 2? We haven't seen any updates to it. Well, a Fable, Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark was announced, and Fable was announced at in 2019.
I was going to say something. I think that's my.
Hellblade 2 was announced in 2019, and we haven't seen gameplay to it. What's going on? There's no progress.
Yeah, they announced stuff, and we haven't seen anything up to it.
And then Halo comes out. We haven't seen campaign.
The fact that God of War was announced this year, and we saw gameplay. Why haven't we seen gameplay? And I'm going to be honest with you, Jez. I don't think a lot of, and this is not fanboy shit, I don't think a lot of the studios that Microsoft owns are as talented as the ones that Sony has.
Or the management's poor. Look at Frog. You gotta say, like, look at Halo, man.
Number two, I think it's piss poor management. Number three, I ultimately think that some of the IPs they're going with If you're gonna wait that long, you might as well create a brand new
IP because there's gonna be expectations, dude. Yeah,
don't
Fable,
bring back
Perfect Dark.
Don't bring back a Perfect Dark game when Perfect Dark has, for the most part, since it's come to Xbox, has not been proven.
Yeah.
Give me a brand spanking new.
And there's expectations,
IP.
dude, that come with Perfect Dark and come with Fable, just like there's expectations that come with Halo, like co-op and stuff.
I don't think they're going to reach the expectations.
Nah, man. It puts the pressure on them.
They're not going to reach the expectations of what Fable comes with. I just don't. And people are going to listen to this and be like, man, what a fanboy. He has no faith.
Nah.
They haven't proven that.
They haven't proven themselves yet. Like, that's why you say Wolverine. Like, if they said Wolverine made by Polyphony Digital, you'd be like, oh, shit, I don't know about that one. But you go, Wolverine made by... Whoa, yeah, because that's what Fable is. Fable made by the people who make Forza. Who?
There you go. Now you're saying Wolverine is made by Insomniac. Insomniac's proven. We're like, oh, shit. Insomniac.
Exactly. Whoa. Yes. So like that, because that's
Microsoft,
for Horizon.
Fable, they have to prove themselves.
Yeah, Fable brought to you by the Horizon devs. Like, oh wait, that's a racing game. It's like, oh yeah, Wolverine maybe by Polyphony Digital. It's like, well, wait, who? Well, they make racing games. Why are they making Wolverine? Like, but Insomniac, what they've done with the Super and the thing is too that people don't understand, the Spider-Man and Miles Morales stories were better than some of the movies.
Yes.
The production, the acting, the character, like they made it interesting.
Don't be surprised if we get another Matrix game because we saw the Matrix trailer.
That Matrix
I'm super excited about. Dude. But I tell you,
Venom.
Don't be surprised if
I gotta go show this to my son. He's gonna go crazy. This Spider-Man trailer.
That Matrix trailer.
No, the Matrix trailer looks awesome.
When you show your son that, dude, he's gonna go crazy.
When he sees Venom and Spider-Man, he's gonna go crazy. And then I'm gonna show him Wolverine.
That freaking blue. Because Spider-Man itself, I was like, okay, I kind of expected the Spider-Man too. When I saw Venom,
I was like, they're doing it, dude.
Now I know for a fact. I'm guessing that we will at some point see Carnage. I think we will. I just think that
Venom and Carnage versus Spider-Man and Miles Morales. There we go. Oh my god, dream game. My dream game. Look, just them two and Venom is my dream game.
We don't even know if this Spider-Man game is multiplayer because there's two Spider-Mans now.
Right? But they do a co-op move. The Frog, they did a co-op move. Like they did a co-op slam. So like who knows? You imagine co-op Spider-Man Holy Jesus. Oh my god, please. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Insane. The show met expectations.
Great show.
Awesome stuff. Watch them all in 4K. There was a little bit of a dry spell in the middle, like 4 or 5 games, multiplats, and some stuff we saw already. But otherwise, the amount of announcements that are in there, dude, 8 out of 10, definitely. Definitely up there. Maybe a 9. I would say even a 9 out of 10. If you think about the IP in this show. The IP in this show can't be matched. You got the Star Wars and the Marvel and Spider-Man games and God of War. You can't, I don't know what show would have that kind of lineup just announced in that. And then for Spoken,
I tell you like this, man. Just this little bit of what we saw. Let me tell you, the end of the next E3, I would expect Microsoft to bring it because after all this stuff.
Oh my God, Frog! Please don't even go there. We've been saying they had to bring it for 3 years, Frog.
Yeah,
Frog, I was 3 years younger when we were talking about that stuff. 3 years. Like we're not talking about 3 months, 3 weeks. Years. You know what happens in 3 years? Come on.
I have no plan.
And another point, Grinds Damas. I'm gonna leave it the last point. I told everyone Xbox is on borrowed time. With the Halo, wait for co-op, I said it. There is no time for waiting with Xbox when you have Sony dropping this stuff. You have no... Xbox is on borrowed time for gamers' mindshare. The only people there are Phil Spencer's groupies. That's going to be the only people that are left. Because this is borrowed time. You cannot be demonstrating games like this, only playable on there, then dipping your IP on PC and recruiting those guys to get them excited. Sony is grabbing mindshare of the gamers. They have been, and Microsoft is on borrowed time. That's why they could go fuck around on guys on phones playing. That is a waste of time because those people will drop you like a housefly because they don't care about you. You're dropping your core and I said this. Halo is gonna be the next turning point. If it comes out and that campaign is not a banger, and people are telling me there's multiple campaigns. I'm like, oh Jesus. Oh, over seasons. I'm like, are you kidding me? Halo needs to drop and hit, and it does not gonna hit, and that is gonna be another turning point. How to share games, TV. Halo will be a point where people go, shit, maybe Game Pass, maybe Xbox is not my Xbox anymore. Look what they just did to Halo. Like, this is not what I expected out of Halo. And now go look, tap on the shoulder. Here comes God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo, Spider-Man 2, Venom, Wolverine. Here's Forspoken, here's Final Fantasy. Oh, and here's Factions. Come on, man. When Factions comes out, but like, you can't deny if you are a gamer, this is the place for games. And you get the multiplats and timed exclusive deals on top of that. Come on. This is ridiculous.
Sony is really good at what they do. The fact that we saw a freaking Spider-Man trailer for the new Spider-Man movie, and everybody's excited to see that. The fact that we're just seeing stuff that we want to see and we want to get.
They know their audience.
They're smart. They're smart. They know their audience. Microsoft is all over the place. And I just wish that scatterbrained. I wish at some point they get their poop together and they just say, you know what, we got you guys. Like, you don't freaking show an Xbox Halo console and then release it and drop it and all the freaking scalpers get it.
And miss the 20-year anniversary of releasing the game.
You have your diehard Halo fans. You have your diehard Halo fans that can't get it, and the only way they can get it is to pay $1,000. Fuck that. I'm good.
You missed the 20-year anniversary to Halo, the thing that started Xbox. You can't release the game on the friggin' 20th anniversary. You got to put it on December 4th. That's how bad that game is. And on top of it, it's releasing with all missing stuff. Not at launch.
Yep, sure are.
Come on now.
Oh,
anyway,
we're done. Talking about it, man.
I want to know if this means anything. One thing, Easter egg. Look at the register code. 1974. Does that mean anything? Is that when did Wolverine come out? I don't know. Just anybody in the chat? I don't know. I don't know if that's Easter egg or not.
Interesting.
Wolverine release.
They showed a lot of things in that beginning there. I know we didn't really talk too much about it. Just in the beginning, before they even showed games, they showed Pac-Man. They showed a lot of things.
Yeah, they did.
There were a lot of like realistic. And I was like, oh, they're just kind of showing you, hey, we're the place you can play your franchises that you love from the past too. Fuck backward compatibility.
Frog, look at that.
Uh-oh.
Wolverine's debut was 1974. Grinders.
Wow.
The register code is the debut of Wolverine.
Wow.
How's that? You come here for that content. Hit that like button. All you grinders, hit that like button. Subscribe.
Nice.
How you like that? Digital Foundry, that. There you go. I saw the register code, 1974. I looked it up. Yep. Debut of Wolverine was 1974. Ooh.
Can't be mad.
Whoa, wait a second, Frog.
Oh, wait.
Do you see some other Easter egg in here? See if you see it, Grinders. Hit that like button. There's another Easter egg in here.
I'm looking.
Oh, my God. If this is true, Frog, you just mentioned it. We got a 1974. Frog.
Are we talking about Pac-Man?
No. I'm looking at the Wolverine screenshot right here.
Hold on. I'm a little behind, so I have to wait.
All right.
Let's see.
Easter eggs, baby. Get in there. That's right, Combo Smurf. 1974 on the register. That's the year of Wolverine's debut. But look at something else. I'm going to move my mouse slowly to it.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking.
Slowly to it. If this is true... I'm
a little bit behind.
I'm going to let Frog guess. Anybody else see it? Yes! Sam Ash got it, Frog. Hulk 181.
Yeah.
Dude, is the Hulk in the game? Is the Hulk going to be in this game?
Hulk. Yeah, I just noticed it. Oh, my God. Dude.
Oh, man. Sam Ash. Sam Ash is getting that pool. That's it. Buck Roger, you got somebody you're swimming with. Sam Ash is going in there. OG grinder. Hulk.
Whole game. I'm gonna.
Dude, is Hulk gonna be in this freaking game with Wolverine? Why is that there?
I'll lose my shit if we get a Hulk game. Dude. I'll lose my shit, man.
Sam Ash is jumping in that pool. Buck Roger, give him the bathing suit. There it is.
Holy crap.
Louis Lonko, he's jumping in that pool. Hulk. There it is. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Why is that on there? That's so weird, Hulk.
Man, you know what, man? And this is I want to get you know what's crazy, Jazz? I want to get excited about Xbox games.
Oh, like that's enough. Boo-hoo. They're let them play on their phones and their strap-ons with their Halo condoms.
But this is the excitement I want.
Dude, this is it, man. This is it. Like, look at that.
Hey,
I'm trying to find some more stuff in here.
And Sony's doing it because
let me ask you, Grinders, one question, Frog. Let me ask you something. This green thing here, that is not from Spider-Man, right? That's not the
green thing that's sitting behind. No,
that's not from the Ghost guys in the Spider-Man. The idol, remember?
No,
that's not that.
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to take. I'm gonna have to take a look at this trailer again because I see a lot of things in here.
But yeah, man, 1974. That's the year of Wolverine.
The Princess Bar. I'm just looking at different things and looking at numbers. And now I'm looking at everything because I really.
What's up, Ice Queen? How you doing? All right, but anyway, that was a good little Easter egg. What?
Hey, I noticed there's a glass beside him and it's spilled on the counter and there's nobody sitting beside him. So maybe Banner freaking tore the whole thing up and
I don't know, Frog. I don't know, but I see that Hulk right there. I don't know. It looks so good. 1974. That's the register. I had to look it up. 1974 was the debut of Wolverine. That's a good little tidbit, Grinders. Well, thank you very much. Hit that like button, man. Awesome show. Excited, man.
Yes.
And
you guys go out there and play Fist. The game is really good.
Play Fist. We'll talk about it next week.
Play Fist.
I like that a lot. It's an awesome.
This is really good.
Yep. It's a platformer with awesome combat.
Yes.
Awesome. And it's like Metroidvania type stuff. But anyway, I'm going to be on Salty's show later on. Let me clear my voice. Get something to eat.
Check it out.
Yo, man. Thank you again, Frogs, for coming on. I know he's like, we got to do a show. I was like, we're doing it.
We definitely, I can't wait till next Monday because I know between now and next Monday,
there's going to be more stuff. That's right. Yes. So tune in for Monday, 8:30, the Gaming Grindhouse. This week we had Saltius on. Next week Frog will be back. We was on vacation, and we will.
We got to get smooth in here, man.
We're gonna get smooth. I was on playing Xbox last night.
Yeah, I listened to it. Yeah,
we'll get you on there too. I think he wants us both back on there.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, hold on. Before we leave, one more shout out. Got to shout out Merc 305.
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Ultra Preset is coming back. It's going to be primarily a PC conversation.
As it should be, because that's Merc, man.
Yeah. I do think that it is needed in the industry because, I'm a console guy, but I do think some legit, genuine PC guys are needed in this space.
Genuine PC guy, and he comes from the console background, but he is the PC, and that, I'm telling you, you go Merc 305, Ultra Preset. I'm glad it's back, and happy for Merc, and I'm glad. And he's also going to stream on his channel as well. He's going to stream.
He's coming back.
Yeah, and he does awesome streams too.
Fuck cocksucking Austin Evans line.
Oh, get out of those PC dudes now. Merc's not, no way. Merc, man, you go, what's Ultra Preset? That's our legacy right there. We will probably be guests on there. I don't want to put pressure on him, but we will be back there. But
I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, there's no.
Knock on his door.
Yeah, we'll be back on there at some point.
But yes, shout out to Merc 305 and go subscribe to his YouTube channel there because he will be streaming over there if you want to watch streams. He is, we make fun of him all the time. He is a shooter. He is a bro shooter, man. He loves his shooters. So he will do that. And try to get him to play Celeste. I want him to stream that first on his freaking YouTube channel. Shout out to Merc, man. Yes, I meant to say that too, that he was doing that show.
I saw that.
But that's awesome, man. That's it, man. Playing Xbox, Ultra Preset. Hey, man. Never forget where you came from.
Exactly.
But thanks again, Frogs, and thank you again, Grinders. Hit that like button, and we are out, and tune in later. And on Monday at 8:30, we are out.